we're at a really important inflection point in our history. We are facing many global challenges like climate change, combating, the next pandemic, or curing diseases. And when I think about the importance of including women in science and technology, I think about it from a very practical perspective. Why would we handicap ourselves by only including 50% of our population if we're trying to solve these major issues? I'm Julia Lane. I'm the Assistant Vice President for Science at the University of Chicago. I oversee all of the university's strategy and investment in new science areas like AI, like quantum, like biotech, and a lot of my job is supporting new collaborations and new public-private partnerships. I think oftentimes people have this image in their head of a scientist is someone in a lab coat, sitting in a lab, probably pipetting, and has a PhD. But also, you could be a woman in science if you graduated from a community college and now you're starting to work in data science, or perhaps you were, a worker who was recently upskilled and is now entering into the semiconductor industry. I've been really lucky in that I've had a lot of amazing women role models in my life, including my great-grandmother, who was actually a doctor back in the day, especially in a time when very few women were actually doctors. And she did this while she was traveling and working across the globe and also raising a family. So she was really inspiring for me to want to be in a science and technology type of role. I would say that modern science is inherently global and it requires extensive international collaboration. Just think of the International Space Station, think of CERN in Switzerland, or think of the Human Genome Project. All of these big scientific projects required thousands of scientists working together across hundreds of countries. If you're interested in having an impact in the world, you should really consider a career in science or technology. I think having a global lens is going to allow you to think differently about problems, and that's going to be so important as you're in an innovation field. So I'm really delighted that the Chicago Council is really embracing thinking about ways to promote women and girls in science and technology.